All right, so Miles and I just picked up Bloodrayne: The Third Reich, the third in the epic series of Bloodrayne, directed by Uwe Boll, one of my favorite directors of Schlock. And I got to tell you, I've been really disappointed with Uwe Boll's production as of late. He hasn't been the same guy.
I've probably seen more Uwe than you, and he's gone from making entertaining schlock to just boring shit the past few years.
Yeah, and I think the reason, I've said this before, I've always thought the reason was because, honestly, he's getting better as a filmmaker. In that, the early movies that he made, like Alone in the Dark, House of the Dead, and the first Bloodrayne, he was a fucking retard. Like, he knew nothing about making movies, knew nothing about what makes a movie structured well. You know, technically, from every standpoint, this guy was a complete failure. You know, script, effects, camera work, everything. He was just a complete retard. And so that's what made his movies so watchable, was that they were hilariously bad. He really was like the spiritual successor to Ed Wood. But somewhere along the way, he actually started learning some stuff, and he never became at all what I would call a good filmmaker.
He graduated to mediocre bad.
Yeah. He went from complete clown shoes to just completely incompetent, to where he was able to assemble the pieces of a movie, but it was just boring. It was terrible, but it was just dull. You know, it wasn't
Just listing the movies that I've seen that were boring. 1968 Tunnel Rats.
Mm-hmm. Tunnel Rats was awful.
Alone in the Dark 2. He made one that I'm trying to remember, but it was Edward Furlong in prison. Oh, Stoic. Edward Furlong just ass raping someone with a broomstick.
Really?
That's what it felt like watching that movie.
Darfur.
I saw that one.
Auschwitz.
I haven't seen Auschwitz yet, but and the only the Final Storm, the Luke Perry global disaster movie that takes place inside of a farmhouse.
No, that one I haven't seen. That one sounds kind of interesting. It's not. Okay.
It's like it's truly it takes the fact that it's low budget and it takes place in this farmhouse and it's supposed to be about this truly Armageddon, like God has come down and is destroying the earth. And now picture that, but picture the fact that it's on a $50 budget, and so it's like Luke Perry and someone else going, "Oh shit, things are going bad out there."
They're looking out. They're looking out a window while things are going on. That reminds me of a movie I saw called what was it? It was the one where Pontypool. Pontypool was this movie where basically it was kind of a zombie apocalypse, but not really. But it all takes place from the inside of a radio booth, and so this guy is basically covering the zombie apocalypse from the inside of the radio booth. So you never actually see anything that's going on outside. You just hear it, which is why I always said that movie would be better suited as a radio play, because if you're not going to show it, just make it an audio play. So that's what it sounds like, is Luke Perry stuck in a farmhouse, looking out the window, going like, "Oh shit, there's the hand of God. Oh, that had to hurt that." So yeah, but that was my point with Uwe Boll, was he just started making really boring shit, and it wasn't fun to watch anymore. It was just like, wow, that sucked. I can't even make fun of it. It's
Even
just,
Bloodrayne 2.
Yeah, Bloodrayne 2 was just really, really boring. And actually, it wasn't for lack of trying, because there were a lot of characters in Bloodrayne 2 and a lot of plot elements that were right up his, right in his wheelhouse, like the vampire Billy the Kid. You remember that?
Yeah.
Completely just bullshit. The vampire Billy the Kid. The preacher character who was trying to steal every scene he was in, who was always doing like the little Weasley face thing. He was like a fucking meerkat in that movie. It was like, and he really, seriously, I got stills of it. I did a text review of Bloodrayne 2, and he plays this preacher / con man / gunman, and he's really trying to Jim Carrey it up in this movie.
You remember a lot more about that movie than I do.
Well, I had to watch it again because I went to MagFest, and I was originally going to cover House of the Dead. And when I went to MagFest, they didn't actually have House of the Dead. They had Bloodrayne 2. So I had to throw my script away for House of the Dead and riff on Bloodrayne 2 live. Not that it mattered. You couldn't hear me anyway. That room was full of 150 people. But, like, yeah, I watched Bloodrayne 2 again. I do remember the railroad is coming through Deliverance, because they mentioned that about 500 times. But anyway, the movie was really boring. If it had been done in the old way, you know, old Uwe Boll could have really had some fun with that, with the ridiculousness of Vampire Billy the Kid and his vampire bandits and the kind of sex and violence that goes on in the Old West. I could have really seen him with a budget kind of turn loose. And actually, I don't think Uwe Boll directed Bloodrayne 2. I think he produced it, which is actually something that's kind of he also used to do a lot. Was kind of say Uwe Boll presents, where he would produce it but not direct it, or like he would write the screenplay.
I think I remember him doing the director's commentary for it, though.
I actually stopped listening to the director's commentary. I should, though, because they're really funny. They're almost always really funny. But anyway, Bloodrayne, the Third Reich. This, I was disappointed. I got it back. This is actually a very much return to form for Uwe Boll. This was actually very entertaining. It wasn't good.
No.
But this was old school Uwe Boll. Like, if you want to see the kind of shit that he normally does, this is the movie to see. The first thing that you should notice is that this stars Natasja Malf as Rain for the second time. She was Rain in Bloodrayne 2 as well, which was weird because I interviewed Kristana Loken, the star of the first Bloodrayne, and she told me she was going to be in this. And I don't know what happened, but she was not. Apparently, like, stuff came up. But
you need to show your boobies more.
Yeah. That is really the first thing that you will notice in this movie, is that there's tits in this flick. This is pretty gratuitous. Rain fucks a lot in this movie. This is really like
rated G for gratuitous.
I don't think
it's unrated.
It's unrated. I would have thought so. Writer, director, commentary, interview with the writer, and more. Oh, I'm just looking at the DVD extras. But anyway, I really get the feeling this is the movie that Uwe always wanted to make when he made Bloodrayne. Because if you watch the first one, there's boobs in it. Like when she goes to like this, I forget. It's not Hungarian. It's like
it's Meatloaf's.
Meatloaf's brothel.
Yeah.
There's like Hungarian hookers in there, and they're just all topless. And there's like one scene where Rain fucks this dude from completely out of nowhere, and you get to see her tits, which is really nice. But you get the feeling that Uwe really wanted to make this basically like a hardcore porn. And that's really the most frustrating part about this movie, is there is a lot of fucking in this movie, but it's like Cinemax level simulated sex. And you really get the feeling he just wanted to make like just all out, like really like a bisexual porn, like, because there's a scene where Rain retreats to this bordello, and she spends like the first quarter of this movie just getting massages. Really,
Yeah.
she'll strip down naked and she'll lay down, and this naked woman climbs on top of her and just starts giving her a massage, and she's like, "You are a miracle worker." And then like they cut to Nazis, and then they cut back, and she's still getting a massage, and then she just kind of turns around and they fuck. And then, like, they cut back to Nazis, and they cut back to the bordello, and they're still fucking. And honestly, I thought the first thing you see is you just kind of see her, you kind of see her turn around, and you see like a brief flash of her boobs, and you're like, well, that's it, that's all we're gonna see. And we even we're like, oh, that was clever. We're all gonna see that. And then she is like this chick goes down on her, and you see her like, and like.
Because even in the second movie, she didn't show anything.
No, she didn't. She didn't get fucked at all in that movie. She gets fucked a lot in this flick. And I'm honestly, but there are a few ones I'm actually surprised they didn't show her boobs in this flick, because you can tell like they were setting up for this.
Whenever they're not shooting it though, they're presenting them like they always.
Oh yeah.
Like
she's
got a monster push-up bra.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, there's times where, for no reason whatsoever, they like hang her upside down, so her boobs come down and are more in your face.
Which is why and what I'm surprised is he showed restraint. I'm actually kind of, there's a lot of gratuitous sex and tits in this movie. Don't get me wrong, but there could have been so much more. I'm not saying like I wanted to see it. I'm just saying like Uwe Boll is not known for his restraint, and yet he kind of showed some here, and I don't get it. there's a scene where Rain gets captured and hung from her ankles, so like Clint Howard can drain her blood, and I'm like, why didn't he just like take all her clothes off? Because like she's obviously hanging and her boobs are like still inside this push-up bra, and I'm like, this was like, you could see Uwe Boll wanting to like just get rid of the bra. Like, I don't know. There's a scene where like this chick from the bordello is secretly a Nazi double agent, and she turns into a vampire, and Clint Howard's like wanting to fuck her too. And I'm wondering like, why didn't they get like, you can tell there was like a sex scene supposed to be there, and they didn't shoot it. We
almost had Clint Howard sex scene.
Yeah. We're kind of skipping ahead, but this is really the biggest part of this movie is really the fact that you see Natasha Malf, like, you wanted to see her topless. You see her topless a lot in this flick, and you see lesbians going down on her. It's not like hardcore sex. Like I said, it's simulated sex where you just kind of see her moaning and stuff like that. But
it's Skinamax. You see naked women like writhing together, but never any sex action. And
if it sounds like I'm obsessing over this, I'm really not, because that's a good part of this. That's a lot of the content of this movie. So if I'm critiquing it, I have to critique the quality of the.
It's because there's no plot to it.
There isn't. That's what I mean. Is like, if it sounds like I'm obsessing over the tits in this movie, that's the plot of this movie. And yet, there are so many moments where they miss out, which is, you can tell that Uwe Boll has the maturity of a fucking junior high school student when it comes to seeing tits. And I just don't get, like, if he wanted to make a hardcore porn, he probably could have just made a hardcore porn with vampires. It's really frustrating to me. I don't know. Anyway. This movie it's a prequel. It's a prequel to 2, but a sequel to 1. I think. No. Wait, no. It is a sequel, because you got the Old West. Yeah, okay, sorry. For some reason, I thought the Billy the Kid thing came after, or before. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass.
Well, when was the last game made, even?
Game?
This series has been dead for, 10 years?
The series has been dead for a while. I can't remember. There was probably 2. I never played them, really. But, honestly, I think the first game was about Reich killing Nazis, or at least some kind of resurrection of the Third Reich, like something like, or like neo-Nazis or something like that. But this movie takes place during World War II, and it starts off with a very melodramatic monologue by Reich, because vampires, if nothing else, love to monologue. So they show this fucking interminable credit sequence. The opening credits for this movie are terrible.
They had to pad out this 80-minute running time.
No. What's the running time? It's I could have sworn it was like 79 minutes.
So not even 80 minutes.
Yeah, and that's with credits.
So we had to stretch this shit out.
There was really not much to this movie, which is honestly why I thought if he was going to pad it out, he would pad it out with fucking.
It's probably like 5 minutes on the opening of this train going to a concentration camp.
Like what they do is they show a clip of a train with Jews in it, and then they cut to they cut to a credit card, a card, like they say like produced by Uwe Boll. That's what I mean. They cut to a title card. Then they'll cut to another shot of the train moving, and then they'll cut to a card of the effects, the makeup artist, and then they cut to the Jews in the train again. Then they cut to another card of the executive producer, and then they cut to the train again. And I swear to God, they repeat shots. Like, for as much as they pad that out, you see the same shot of the train passing by the camera where you see, like, the barbed wire covered windows. They must use that shot like 5 or 6 times. And so you see a bunch of Jews in the train, and they're all looking morose, and there's like a bleach bypass filter on the footage, and this fucking scene takes 5 minutes to pass. It really is ridiculous. And so finally the train pulls up, and then Rain, she's in the middle of delivering this fruity, melodramatic speech about...
It's like Boll trying to be Shakespearean and talking about how she's hunted these creatures of the night.
She's like, go ahead.
Flowery prose or whatever. And then at the end of it, she just goes, fucking Nazis.
Yeah. She's saying stuff like, for centuries I've walked among the mortals, fighting creatures of the dark, never knowing that lurking in the shadows of their own soul lay a monster more devious, more insidious than any supernatural creature from the depths of hell. They are their own worst enemies, and now I fight an enemy that is the very deepest of the deepest depravity, who feel their actions carry no consequences, who operate outside the law because they make their own laws. They consider themselves the emperors of their domain. Fucking Nazis. And I'm like, it really is like the most hilarious. God, it was such.
That was one of the best line deliveries that had us cracking up.
She's like, I was conquering the monsters of the Netherrealm, never knowing that the darkest monsters lay in the human soul. Fucking Nazis.
Why all this prose and poetic language? And it just perfectly encapsulates everything that you're feeling. I mean, really, if we're talking about, I was talking about like him using like sets from Auschwitz and stuff like that. And, you know, more than just watching Auschwitz, that line just captures everything that you could ever get from watching Auschwitz. Just fucking Nazis.
It all boiled down to like 5 minutes of monologue. She's like, fucking Nazis. So, like, she, I actually don't know if they were cooperating here. There's some resistance fighters attack the train, or they attack the Nazis that are unloading the Jews from the train to this death camp that's going on. And so the rebels are led by the guy from Rampage. I'm sorry. The guy who makes the suit of bulletproof armor, and he's all deranged, but now he's a good guy. He plays the leader of the resistance. And we could never really figure out what nationality this guy is supposed to be.
They say they're on the Eastern Front.
Yeah.
Which means Russians.
Yeah.
But there's a resistance, and I could have swore I heard him use French language at some point.
They go, where is Le Commandant? And it was just weird because the monologue specifically says this is the Eastern Front of the war. Then we got the guy asking in basically French terms like, where is Le Commandant? And
then no one tries for a German accent. No one.
The guy who is the tracker, the tracker Nazi, kind of attempts, kind of. It's really nobody attempts an accent in this movie, which makes it actually very confusing, because you can't tell who the resistance fighters are supposed to be. If they're supposed to be Russian, they certainly don't try to affect a Russian accent. Not even the one who does try an accent, like Greta or something like that. Gerda. I don't know what she's supposed to be. She kind of affects like a Transylvanian accent if she tries anything, which is weird. But Rain, no accent. The guy from Rampage, he actually is trying some kind of accent, but it's not Russian, and it's not French. He's actually just kind of trying to...
He's just normal speak.
He's trying an accent. He's trying like some kind of vague but non-committal British accent. Kind of like what Christian Slater did in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Just kind of non-committal.
You slaughtered my father.
He's like, they'll soon be on us. And they'll soon be on us, and I'm like, it's really
hard to cross the Jack Nicholson trying to imitate Jack Nicholson while at the same time trying a British accent. That's such a clash there.
What's kind of funny is the guy from Rampage is probably one of the only guys really trying. He really is kind of committed to the role.
The person I loved that I couldn't get over during the whole movie was Michael Pere.
Michael Pere plays the Commandant.
He is the German Commandant, but he talks as if he's straight out of Brooklyn.
Yeah. This Nazi officer who becomes... In the beginning of the movie, Rain attacks the train, kills everyone with their swords because their guns are useless. And she's wounded in the fight, so she bites Michael Pare, and that's it. And so, but what she doesn't know is that he becomes a vampire because she bit him.
No, blood of hers leaked into his mouth, so she essentially sired him.
Okay. So long story short, she made him into a vampire, and so now he's super powered or something like that. But yeah, go on. He's supposed to be this
straight out of Brooklyn. It's like if Dean Martin were playing Goebbels or something like that. I just couldn't get over that, and I was just making fun of it the whole time because he's just like, look at this Mameluke over here.
He wasn't saying Mameluke, but he was not even attempting a German
just like,
accent.
Find me this rain. I swear, I'm gonna find this broad.
Bring her to me.
Worst accent ever.
the real crown jewel of this, actually, he does try in this movie. The real crown jewel of Bloodrayne: The Third Reich is Clint Howard. Clint Howard plays basically Josef Mengele. He plays a Nazi scientist who is essentially just torturing people for no reason. Like he's cutting up vampires to figure out scientifically how they work, because he doesn't know, but he's really interested. He's got like this vampire in a slab, and he's like got it vivisected. There's like a Y incision. He's just pulling shit out. He's all covered in blood. He's got the little wire rim spectacles on, and he's like, "I'm so glad you're here. I want you to look at this." And he cuts like a vampire's ear off, and he's like, "Look at this. It doesn't die." And
he's got the whole Casablanca rig.
Yeah, what's funny is he's trying to do a German accent, and it's not working out. He sounds more like the guy from Casablanca. I can't remember his name. Rick, save me! He comes off more like an Igor.
I'm trying to figure out these vampires with science.
He's like, scientifically, I don't understand. He's like, I need their blood, Commandant. Don't you understand? With this Dampfier's blood, I can make the Fuhrer more powerful than ever. Like, this blood is bound for Hitler. And I'm just like, oh, Clint. It's terrible. And he's really trying. And he's just not very good.
Those are horrible scenes.
What's that one line he goes, these experiments will proceed when I authorize it. When I authorize it! It is such a bad line read. I almost expect him to look at the camera and be like, can I do that again?
It's almost like he's testing his lines before the shot goes on, like, when I authorize it, when I authorize it.
It's a real these pretzels are making me thirsty moment, where he's it's almost like that wasn't a real take. Like, he's like almost like a rehearsal where he's like, these experiments will proceed when I authorize it. When I authorize it. When I
authorize it.
When I authorize it. Yeah, that's it.
Cut. Wait, what? We're full?
I wasn't ready. Uva, no. No, we got it. That was good. When I authorize it. Yeah, that was I almost want to show you that line read because it's so bad. I'm like, that was the best take you got out of Clint? I swear you could have gotten Clint to do a better take than that. Because it's this line where, I don't mean to harp on this, but it's meant to be a really intense line, and he delivers it with such a lack of intensity. Like, he's trying to assert his authority in this scene. Like, this is a scientific operation, and it will proceed when I authorize it. When I authorize it! That's what he's really trying to do. Is like, ah! But no, he's just like, when I authorize it. And I'm sorry, it's just...
You keep getting sidetracked because there's no plot.
There's not. And it's weird because Rain is like, aside from the first scene, she's completely passive.
She does nothing in this movie. Nothing to advance the plot.
She wants to do things, but she doesn't.
The plot is, because we keep getting sidetracked from this, long story short, Rain sires Michael Pere
she
become a daywalker.
She attacks the train because she wants to free the Jews. Okay, fine.
So, basically Clint Howard and a bunch of other people find Pere that he's a daywalker, and they discover that he's been made into this super vampire. So they want to capture Rain so that they get her blood and turn Hitler into a super vampire. And so It's all about them trying
Chasing.
to get Reign.
Yeah.
So the whole plot of this movie are the villains trying to find Reign. Reign does nothing in this movie. She's literally just like lounging around a bordello. She's fucking people.
Yeah.
She's meeting up with the resistance fighters. The resistance fighters are doing things, but she is not doing things. She's just around. She's just hanging out.
So, yeah, I mean, the whole story is like, they're like, Clint Howard's like, if we were to harvest her blood, Hitler would be unstoppable.
I've
authorize it.
I've never seen a movie where the protagonist was more the MacGuffin than... She could have been a briefcase, and nothing would have changed in this movie. She does absolutely nothing. It's unbelievable.
So, what happens is, they start to... They're trying to figure out what the deal with the Commandant is, because he's a vampire now, and they're trying to figure him out, because like Clint Howard still doesn't quite understand what's going on. So like, they talk to the Commandant, back to the bordello, where she's getting a massage naked. Then they're like, oh, I see, the Commandant is a vampire. We need to find out how this happened. Back to the bordello, she's fucking a lesbian. Back to the Nazis, where they're like, they are like, now the Nazis are like, okay, now we have a plan. We need to find this Damphir and get her. We're gonna get her. And so they cut to the bordello. She's still fucking somebody. And then they... Really, Reign is an idiot in this movie. Because not only is she headquartered in a German city where, like, this secret science lab is. Like, basically the Nazi headquarters in the Eastern Front is.
She's 2 blocks away from the Nazi headquarters.
Yeah, she's literally 2 blocks away from the Nazi building.
Someone snitches on her, and she literally walks, like, outside the bordello.
It's across
down
the
2
street.
blocks across the street, and the Nazi headquarters are right there.
So she's camped out across the street from the Nazi building. and she doesn't dress like any of the women of the period. Right?
She dresses...
She dresses like, she dresses like this.
But no red hair.
Is her hair red in this? It's kind of black. But yeah. So she wears like a corset with a push-up bra, which no women ever wore. Not even the harlots of that time wore that shit.
She's got pitch black hair with red highlights.
Yeah, she's got...
There was a lot of highlighting in the 1940s.
Yeah. If you've ever seen like the kind of hair that in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where she's got really pronounced highlights, it's like that. She's got really long black hair with blood red highlights going down the front where like the part is. So she looks and dresses nothing like any other woman. She carries swords openly on the street.
She doesn't carry the trademark swords that she had in the game anymore. It's sad that I know more about this game that I've never played in my entire life than the person who's directed the 3 movies in the series.
She kind of carries like Japanese wakizashis now. They're not katanas. They're like short Japanese styles, like almost like ninja toes or something like that. So she dresses like a freak. Her hairstyle like a freak. She carries swords, and she acts suspiciously as possible. And she lives across the street from the Nazi building. So they find her fucking immediately. So she's forced into fleeing, and she goes to the rebels, and she's like, I didn't know. I made this guy a vampire. I gotta do something. I gotta kill this guy. Give me dynamite. I need dynamite to blow this guy up. Give me dynamite. And so the guy from Rampage is like, I'm not going to give you dynamite. And so she's like, fuck. Well, I'm going to go hide out. And she goes to hide out in her fucking castle.
She's got like a villa.
She's got a castle. It's not even a villa. It's like one of those stereotypical Transylvanian castles with like thunder crashing down and like this big sky bridge.
I actually thought they were reusing the castle from Bloodrayne 1, the one that Ben Kingsley was in.
Which is possible because they reused footage from Bloodrayne 1. And I really, because they used footage of Ben Kingsley. They never show his face, but they used footage of Ben Kingsley.
It should have been that horrible wig from behind.
You see him from behind, but I wonder if Ben Kingsley got credit or got any money for that, because he fucking should have. Because that was him. I knew it was him. And in fact, they used footage of Kristanna Loken. You see her feet.
Yeah, she's walking.
She's walking over dead bodies, but it's her. It's because I recognize the footage. But she's like, okay, I can't. So she, instead of being proactive, she wants to be proactive, but they won't give her grenades. That's what she wants to fight the Nazis. She wants grenades. Fucking Nazis. But they won't give them to her, so she goes hides in her castle. So that's where the Nazis find her again. Is because there's like this guy who's really good at tracking, so the Commandant turns him into a vampire and has a vial of her blood. And so he has the vampire track her blood and find her. And there's some kind of subplot with the Resistance have some kind of blonde female agent who like assassinates a German officer, which leads to nothing.
They further need to pad out the plot, so they give the Resistance fighters this subplot, which does nothing.
Really nothing is accomplished with this subplot.
It has no bearing whatsoever in anything at all. And it's just about the Resistance fighters have this woman who's great at deciphering shit. And
she broke an Enigma code.
And so the Nazis capture her.
And that's it.
And that's it, yeah. And so that's what Rain finally... She tags along with the Resistance fighters. It wasn't exactly her idea. They just decide to rescue her, and she comes along.
But there's like this 10-minute scene where she assassinates a German officer for basically no reason.
Yeah, to further pad it, there's this 10-minute scene where we're inside of a bar, and we see this blonde woman that we barely recognize. She's seducing this SS officer, and then at the end of it, she kills him, and they're getting information, and that's 10 minutes.
But they're not really getting any information. It's not like this guy has an Enigma code book. It's not like he fucking knows anything.
And nothing comes of it. It is entirely pointless.
So, the point, if there's a point to it, it's that while she's at the castle, somehow the Commandant captures her off camera.
Off camera. That wasn't even a result of the cafe scene.
They're like, oh, our Resistance headquarters got hit, and Greta's been kidnapped. And so the Commandant interrogates her and turns her into a vampire and leaves her. Like, she's chained up. He turns her into a vampire and then just leaves. Which is, again, another scene. I really thought like there was going to be like a rape scene or something like that. Just because that's how the Commandant kind of rolls. I don't know. But it seemed... I don't know. But they set her up as like this bait or something like that. Where they finally find... I don't even know why they're looking for her, but they find her. And she's chained up, and the guy from Rampage approaches her, and Rain goes, "No, stop! It's a trap." And of course it is. So she's a vampire now, and it leads to nothing. So they just kill her.
But then these Nazi vampires come out.
Yeah.
And these are horrible because they've got these prosthetic teeth in their mouth. But the problem is the teeth don't fit in their mouth. So their mouths are wide open, and it looks like they're smiling all the way through it. It's like,
yeah.
Kill Ray.
It's really like they went to the Spirit Halloween. Fuck, that's an insult to Spirit Halloween. But it's like they went to a Halloween store and bought big, freaky monster teeth, and that's the vampire effect. Is they put clown white on their face.
But I swear they don't fit.
They don't. No, they don't fit. They put these big fucking teeth in, and it really does look like these guys are laughing as they're attacking Rain and the Resistance fighters.
Kill Rain. And you can kind of, it's actually on the back.
Yeah. Let me see if I. You probably can't see this too good, but you see that guy? You see that guy with the goofy teeth? I'm gonna bite you. And they're all like that. I do have to make a sidetrack where I said he's been improving in terms of direction. You wouldn't be able to tell that here because his action directing in this movie sucks. It's really bad how poorly this is shot. Simple things. We're like, you can tell these guys are kind of doing like this is like the 7th take they've done of this scene because you'll see Nazis just kind of run into the shot and kind of like react and then just fall down. But they don't react really. They just kind of go like, They don't react like they're. It's not cinematic at all the way these guys are dying. You know what I mean? Like usually in a movie where a guy gets shot, they go, like, if they get shot in the shoulder, they cartwheel their arm back and they go, ugh! And they fall down or something like that. They kind of cartwheel back, or they look down at the window, they go, ugh! And they fall down, or there's some kind of, like, scream or a sound of impact. And there's none of that here. There's virtually, like, no blood. There's no sound of impact or indication that they're getting shot. They look really just kind of let down.
In these fight scenes between the Resistance and the Nazis, basically what it is you have your A shot, which is the Resistance fighters firing behind a box or something like that, and then you have the Nazis who are like by a car and they're shooting too, and you'll cut back and forth, and then when someone dies, you'll just cut to the Nazis and someone will just go.
Yeah. They don't react in any way. It really is like they had the Resistance on one day and they had the Nazis on another, and so they just kind of got shots of them crouching behind cars and going like, like everyone has their own kind of shot like that. So he got them from like 4 different angles doing the same thing, like crouching behind a car, like Then they got an angle of the guy going and they're all kind of doing this thing, but they're never in the same shot together. At least I don't think so.
And it didn't seem like they could afford squibs. So
no.
Like when they cut back, you see the hole already in the jacket, and they just go, ugh.
Yeah, so like when a Nazi gets shot or a Resistance officer gets shot, they just kind of go, ugh. I'm actually putting too much into it. Where I'm actually kind of conveying emotion, like, oh, I'm hurt. Like they're just like. They just kind of fall over. It really doesn't look like they're getting shot. It's really very funny. Where these guys, like, you'll see 2 Nazis run out of a building, and they'll just kind of run forward, hit their mark, and go, and
we did forget, there was essentially a random encounter in this movie.
Yeah.
Where it's just, Rain is just walking around. She's not doing anything. She's not going anywhere.
She's walking around with swords, though.
She's not coming from somewhere, and she's not going from somewhere. She's just walking around. And then there's just 2 people on the street that are walking by, and then they pull out those goofy teeth, and they're like, and they attack her. And then she has like a fight scene.
And she kills them.
And that was it.
Yeah. So but what's funny is this even paints Rain as a bigger idiot, because the only reason they attack her is because she's walking down the middle of the street with swords. So these 2 guys walk past her, they do a double take, they see her swords, and then they pull their knives out and attack her. So had they not seen the swords, she would have just walked past. I really don't get it. She's a fucking idiot. Last thing I want to bring up when it comes to the really bad action sequences is I counted at least 2 times when a guy reacted and got shot and fell down, but there was no sound of a gunshot preceding it. So it'd be like if I just reacted and fell down, but there was no gunshot preceding it. You know what I mean? It's like there's two very simple aspects to a shooting scene. Okay, you get a shot of a guy firing a gun, and then you get a shot of the guy reacting to the gunshot and falling down. But they didn't have the sound of the gunshot. You just see a guy, and in fact, there's like a 4-second stretch of complete silence before this guy gets shot. I have no idea where this gunshot came from. It's like, even a silenced shot would have been like, you don't even hear that. This guy's just like, ugh. God damn, it's terrible. Oh, God.
So, Rain is fighting these Nazi vampires to rescue this person. And then, almost off camera, she just gets captured. But, I mean, it's like, I say almost, but that's how quick it was.
Well, like 40 Nazis just appear.
Is she finishes off the fight scene, she kills the last person, and then immediately cut, and it's like 40 Nazis teleport into the room.
There's like a jump cut where she's like, is everyone okay? And you cut and you see everyone kind of picking themselves up, and they're like, yeah, we're okay. And then they cut back to her, and there's like 40 fucking Nazis. She gets stabbed in the back by the Commandant. The Commandant's like, ugh, and they're like, where the fuck did you come from?
It's like if in Kill Bill, after the crazy 88 fight, and she's surrounded by all these dead bodies, another 88 people just immediately transport around her in a jump cut.
Well, that I would have believed. That would have worked. That actually might have worked in the context of the movie because we're dealing with like really hyperkinetic, stylized action. We're not dealing with that here. We're actually dealing with like a very gritty, bloody, gory, like allegedly serious movie. But one thing you forgot to mention was you glossed over how they disposed of the vampires, which ironically makes the vampires seem like less of a threat because of how easily they're dispatched. She's fighting the vampires and they're getting shot, but of course bullets don't hurt them. So she's like, they're inside a warehouse or something like that, and she goes, I've got it. The sunlight hurts them. Shoot holes in the windows. So the guy shoots holes in the windows, and the sunlight comes in and kills the vampires.
And then Cheech Marin comes in.
And yeah, which is exactly how From Dusk Till Dawn ended. It's a much better vampire movie, by the way. But yeah, they ripped off the ending from Dusk Till Dawn. I guess if you're going to rip off a movie, that one's okay to do. But it really makes the vampires seem like pussies. Where they're like, oh, they're super soldiers. These super Nazis can take anything. Oh, an open window!
But then the Commandant captures Rain, and Clint Howard supposedly drains her of all of her blood.
No, he says he can't. He's trying. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
He hangs her upside down, basically, literally attaches like a spigot to her neck, and drains out her blood, and he's like, I tried draining your blood, but it keeps coming back.
No matter how much you replenish your blood as fast as I can drain it.
So why does she need to feed?
Yeah, it's like a violation of the law of conservation of matter, which you'd think he might have mentioned being a scientist.
But she looks like she's been completely drained. She's all pale, even though her boobs are fully in her face, like she's being smothered. But so Michael Paré comes in and he's like, we're going to transport these people to Hitler, get them locked up in a car, we're going to have them shipped right away. And so they put the resistance fighter and they put Rain inside of a truck by themselves, not shackled in any way, and the truck doesn't seem to be locked. So they're just rolling around in the back seat of this truck as they're driving off to see Hitler.
Yeah. Unrestrained in any way, in a truck that's not locked, with no guards or any supervision of any kind. Wow. And furthermore, why do they need Rain? They have her blood.
They drained her of blood.
They have what they need because the whole premise is that they want to make Hitler into a vampire or a daywalker. They want to make Hitler into a
Which
dancer.
we see a dream sequence where we see Nazi.
You do see
vampire Hitler.
You do see vampire Hitler in a dream sequence, which is actually I wanted to see that.
That needed to be the final battle.
That was such a wasted opportunity. Where why do they not? The movie ends before they get to Berlin. You really were expecting to see this showdown with Bloodrayne and Hitler.
But that's what it needed to be.
That's what it needed to be. God damn it. We already wrote a better movie than this. But, yeah, there was a really wasted opportunity for... I honestly thought you were going to see, her stripped naked while they were draining her of blood. And before you start thinking I'm immature, wait till you hear what happens in the truck.
So, Rampage is in the truck and he's awake, and meanwhile Bloodrayne is supposed to be all weak and stuff like that.
She's unconscious on a bench.
He's cradling her. And then you see... I don't even know if this was character or if this was just a guy. He creeps his hand up and he cops a feel.
Yeah. This wounded, unconscious woman, our hero, the hero of the Resistance, basically starts molesting her in her sleep. That's what happens. And then she is alerted to this fact. She regains consciousness with his hand on her boob. She slaps his hand away, but then is turned on by this.
And they just start fucking.
Then they start fucking like jackrabbits in the back of this truck.
He's got her from behind, like she's pressed her boobs up against the glass.
Boobs against the glass. He's like railing her up against this window, and she's
I'm
like,
wondering what the drivers from behind are looking at. They see these giant globes pressing against them.
There's like a motorcycle guy driving past, sees her boobs pressed against the window, like, what the fuck?
That would be hilarious if just that would be a comedy scene. Just that people start driving off the road because they're going like.
Honestly, that would have been hilarious if that's how the convoy got sidetracked. Where like the pace car or whatever looks back and sees this going on the way, like what? And like it derailed. Like the power of her boobs like derailed the convoy. I don't know, but like there's like this scene where the Rampage guy and Reign start to fuck. They do it like 4 different positions in this fucking truck. Where she's doggy style on the bench and he's railing her. She's pressed up against the glass and he's railing her. They're doing it missionary in the bottom of the truck.
Clint Howard's probably looking from behind. And he's doing it like.
Yeah. Seriously, these guys fuck like for a half hour in the back of this truck.
And then they just get dressed and we never mention it again.
Then they just get dressed and just wait to get rescued. And I'm like,
they don't break out. They just wait to get rescued.
They don't. That's the first thing on their minds, is like, he grabs her boob, she wakes up, and she's turned on, so they fuck. Which is actually pretty much a repeat of the scene in Bloodrayne 1, where she wakes up in a dungeon and just gets up and fucks the guy. Like, she really is horny when she wakes up in the morning. I don't know. But, like, they don't bother to... She never asks, where are we? What happened? Why are we not guarded? Like, how do we get out of here? What do you think we should do? No, they fuck. They fuck a lot. And it really doesn't make any sense. It is as gratuitous softcore sex gets in a movie. Which is why, it's exactly why I wonder if he's willing to throw... This scene leads to nothing, by the way. Like, there's no... You could have not shot this scene, and it would have not affected the movie at all. At all. Because it doesn't lead... Like, there's not even, like, a tragic... romance where the guy gets killed at the end, like where we establish some deep romantic connection. No.
I gotta think the reason that it's not full on porn, even though it's called unrated, you still couldn't get this released in any kind of rental format if it was just a porn. Like Netflix wouldn't carry this, Blockbuster wouldn't carry this. If it was still like, yeah, it's unrated, but still, if this was just fucking and her naked. I seriously doubt they would... I mean, maybe that was the constraints on this.
I don't know, because really, honest to God, had this been a straight-up hardcore porn, this might have been okay.
I think it would have been better selling than just a straight-up movie.
Like, really, that's really the biggest disappointment is, like, the quality of the nudity in this movie is actually very good.
More people would have bought a porn.
A porn would have sold better. I don't mean to, like... I am sounding like such a pig right now, but like I really think Uwe Boll had dialed in why people are watching this movie. You want to see Reign basically fuck. Like, you want to see her seducing women and like biting them on the neck.
That was the point of the game.
We are sounding like such pigs right now, but like really it is about watching this hot watching this hot vampire woman basically grinding against other women and fuck-sucking them.
It's about making a movie for your audience. It's not so much about what we want, but it's... I mean, this is... Think of the target audience for Bloodrayne.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you're talking about... This is really as true to the game as the movies ever got. Was watching Reign just basically fuck everybody. And kill Nazis. She fucks people and kills Nazis. And I'm like, you know what? That's the game. You know?
But, again, to form that Reign doesn't do anything, the Resistance fighters... Save her and kill most of the Nazis.
Yeah, the surviving Resistance members head off the convoy, set up charges on the road, derail a convoy, and then attack, allowing Reign and Rampage guy to escape on their own, pick up weapons, and start fighting. So, which leads to the big climax, which I honestly think this
This is one of the most hilarious scenes in the whole movie.
It is
and
great.
that's saying something.
This is great.
It's the whole culmination of everything because it builds up. Okay, you've built up this villain. He's the commandant. He's supposed to be a super vampire already, and he's like, "Hey, you, Clint Howard, give me that vampire blood."
And he's like, but I shouldn't. It's for Hitler.
Give me it.
Yeah.
And he gives this blood, and he's like, "Ah."
So he slams down this vial of
And
blood.
you see him, he's getting supercharged. It's like Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier when he's pumping up on the juice. He's all roided up, and he's like, "Oh!" And he slams Rain up against the car, and he's like, "I am the ultimate badass," basically.
He's like, I cannot be stopped! I am power incarnate!
And he turns away from her just to go, "I am power incarnate!" And Rain comes up, literally kicks him in the ass.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh!"
he goes, I am power incarnate! And she kicks him in the ass. He falls down.
He makes it sound like he tripped over his own shoelaces, like, "Oh!"
And he falls down and he's completely helpless. He's like a turtle on his back. He's like, he was not expecting this. He's like, no!
And so Rain picks up this big rock, and she goes, "Motherfucker!" And then slams down.
Does she just say motherfucker? I can't remember what she said, because she has like 3 big lines. One is fucking Nazis.
It's probably like, it's over, but then she just goes, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah, she's like, time to die, motherfucker!
It slams down the rock and completely just pops Michael Paré's head like a zit.
Crushes his head. It
It's
really
just
is.
the whole thing, the build-up. You've made this ultimate badass, and you made him even stronger with the steroids. He gets killed with a kick to the ass and a rock to the head.
You're expecting some big showdown like in Blade. You know, like he's chugged this super powered blood. He's every bit as powerful as Rain now. He's got the power of Rain. And so like you're expecting him to like draw a sword, and because they have a fight, they have a very bad fight scene in the beginning of the movie where he's like, he draws a knife and she kicks his ass. But you're kind of expecting a rematch where like they have a knife fight or some kind of gunfight where he draws like a sword or some shit. No. He like, I am power incarnate.
Oh.
No! I almost want to post a clip of that as like the movie in 5 seconds, because that's really the movie in 5
We
seconds.
need to post the 3 clips, and 1 is the fucking Nazis, 2 is Michael Paré getting his head squashed with the motherfucker, and probably the last scene.
Yeah,
also.
well, the movie should have ended right after that, where she's like, motherfucker, and like slams, crushes
right
his
after
head.
his head pops,
Because it cuts
cut
to
to
black.
black.
It cuts to black, and I'm like, if they roll credits right now, this is the most brilliant ending I've ever seen. And they keep going. I'm like, damn it.
just end with that. Motherfucker, splat. Made by Ube Bowl.
Yeah, like directed by Uwe Boll, and I've been like, yes! But they keep going, because they want to have some kind of like coda, basically like Blade. They want to do like this Blade type ending where you see the Resistance guys kind of picking up their dead. Rain gets one more monologue in about how she's still hunting the creatures of the night, and then you kind of get this other scene that's kind of a callback to a previous scene where like this truck pulls into a concentration camp, and this officer comes out and goes, "What's that?" And
It's a truck.
he goes like, "I can see that," and so the doors kick open and Rain jumps out with the Resistance guys, and she draws her sword and she goes, "Guten Tag, motherfuckers!" And then the credits roll, which actually was not correct. It was this scene was shot at
Guten Nacht.
Guten Nacht, motherfuckers. But that wouldn't have been as
Wouldn't
fun.
have sound as funny.
It wouldn't have been the audience that played Wolfenstein 3D would not have understood that. They'd have been like, "Guten Nacht, what?" But yeah, that was the 3 big lines. It was fucking Nazis, motherfucker, and
Guten
Tag, motherfuckers. God, this movie is actually kind of awesome when you think about it.
It's funny, but at the same time, it's still like, even at 79 minutes, it still stretches where it's boring. And
Yeah.
and it's the moments when you can tell that they were padding it out. They really had nothing in this movie. Like that 10-minute sequence in the bar where the Resistance fighters are like working over the SS. There's nothing in it. There's no dialogue that's funny. There's no action and that's funny. It's literally, we gotta pad this fucking film out.
It's like the first act of a movie. That's the whole movie. You know,
And there's scenes with Clint Howard.
Yeah,
I know Clint Howard. He's the accent is funny, but there's just scene after scene after scene of him, like with a vampire going, "I have to find out what makes him so special. Science will make." I mean, it sounds funny, but it's literally like 20 minutes of him doing this.
He drones because there's you're right. There are so many scenes where he's just kind of outlining what the Nazis want to the other Nazis.
I have to find the secret to make the Fuhrer the ultimate vampire.
He's like, this blood is special. This damn fear that bit you, she can walk in the daylight. She is the most powerful of them. If I can harness this power and understand it, if I could get a hold of this power, the Third Reich would be unstoppable. And he just keeps going on and on about this stuff. My experiments must continue.
I can't believe there's so much padding in a movie this short, and it's so blatant. Like anyone could notice it. You could just after every scene, I was going, that was pointless.
There's the scene,
absolutely pointless.
There's the scene where he's talking to when the woman turns Rain in at the bordello, and the commandant bites her and turns her into a vampire. There's like this 5-minute scene where she wakes up and just starts talking to Clint Howard, and this leads nowhere. Where she's like, what's happened to me? I feel powerful.
She tries to seduce Clint Howard, and Clint Howard eventually falls for it. He goes in and he's trying to fuck her, and then she turns and he just dusts her. He stakes her in the heart and kills her.
But this is after like a 5-minute scene where she's trying to figure out what she is and what's become of her, and he starts going on about evolution. He's like, "You're the next evolution of man. You see, the vampire is always evolving, and so are you, but in a way you've devolved. You've become prey to your baser instincts." And he's just, oh. And she's like, "What do you mean, my baser instinct?" "Well, you see, your hunger, your thirst, your lust,
surveillance camera?
Yeah, and all these things are making you more than what you are, and yet somehow less." Just on and on with this panning. And he's really, honestly, Clint, you can tell he's having fun with the role, but at the same time he's really struggling with it. Because he just doesn't have the accent. He really does. He really wants to be the guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark, that creepy Nazi motherfucker with the receding hairline and the thing on his hand. He really wants to be that guy, but he's nowhere near as creepy. He just kind of comes across kind of like Dr. Insano, where he's just like, "Science will explain everything. If I can figure out scientifically what makes a vampire work, I can make more." And he's just going on about it. And there's one person who's like, playing the vampire. She's like, "Science does not explain everything," and he's like, "You shut up! Science explains everything. I don't know how yet, but it does. Science." Yeah, really. And so I guess that's where I'm coming from when I'm really frustrated. And I keep bringing up parts where porn could have been added, where I'm like, there's so many parts that just drone on with exposition that's unnecessary, that could have just had fucking.
That's strange when a movie with no plot has so much exposition. Yeah, this movie was a mixed bag. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. I laughed my ass off at times. There are funny lines. There's funny acting. There's the titillation that comes from a flick like this. It's purely B-movie camp, but at the same time, there are long stretches where you're just sitting going, "Can we move on to something? Bad acting, titties, something to keep you interested."
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I keep pointing out scenes where titties could have been added, because titties would have held my interest. Or violence. Yeah, I mean, there's so many opportunities they could have had to have like a fight scene, or just blatant tits. Because there are that's
something. Because
that's what's funny is because this movie already feels like there's so many scenes of blatant tits, and yet there's so many scenes where they could have helped a lot.
You can't do talking scenes, Bull. You can't.
Yeah.
So stay away from them as far away as you can.
I guess that's what it comes down to is really he does. I can't even say he does fucking well, but he does it better than he does straight up talking. Like, if he just gets porn actresses in a room and just tells them to do what they do, they can kind of carry the scene. I guess that's, if I'm ever going to explain myself as well as, I guess that's it. I'm embarrassing myself. Those were really the best scenes. Because really, Clint Howard didn't carry this flick.
Well, even to take this to a non-Bloodrayne film, of the movies that he's done that were more serious, but not the clown shoes one he did in the beginning, Rampage was probably the best of those, and those were... And
there was almost no talking.
Almost no talking and all action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's... Of them, those were the best. That's probably the best he's done. I still didn't like that movie, but I can see it was the best he ever got at his craft.
So, I guess that's Bloodrayne the Third Reich in a nutshell. We probably talked for longer than the movie lasted.
Fucking nuts.
Fucking Nazis. God. Yeah. Really, if you want to see... Watch a porn. Honestly, is this the best of the three? It is the best of the three.
The first one had some good stuff in it.
It's not the funniest of the three.
Yes.
But it is probably objectively the best of the three.
It's funny. In the first one, it's funny watching Michael Madsen be embarrassed out of his mind.
Drunk,
seeing Meatloaf, seeing Ben Kingsley embarrass himself, and just Michelle Rodriguez embarrassing herself. That's a common theme. But yeah, this one, it's closest to what Bloodrayne should have been.
Yeah. I mean, I think Uwe Boll really got his wish with this movie. He got a lot of tits in it. He got a lot of lesbian fucking.
Action scenes.
He got,
looked better choreographed than the first one.
Better than the first one, yeah. That's not saying much.
Where they're swinging around cardboard swords.
Yeah. Even so, if you were I think he really just wanted to go straight exploitation with this. He really should have gone just full bore. Honestly, if he had made this like SS girls, like seriously, like just fucking crazy, like really blatant dominatrix SS chicks, like almost like a bordello, like an SS girls, where like you just got really blatant Nazi imagery.
It'd be a classic.
Yeah,
it'd be one of my favorite movies of this year. If he just went crazy with it.
If he just went like crazy Nazi sexploitation with it. And I can see him doing that. This would have been fucking awesome. But yeah, so we have pretty much debased ourselves and made ourselves sound like complete chauvinists. But, what do you expect when you're watching Bloodrayne the Third Reich? If you want to see vampire chicks sucking each other and scissor dancing. Actually, you don't ever see scissoring, but whatever. If you want to see that, check out Bloodrayne the Third Reich, but in the meantime, we're out.